Yeah, and I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I took a piece of her hair and I snipped it off. Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna do a story time, and I'm gonna talk about the time I cut this little girl's hair in first grade. Okay, so I was starting the first grade. This was the first day of school, and I had sat next to my cousin in class because I knew a lot of kids, but I didn't talk to a lot of kids that was in the class because I wasn't really one of those kids to just really talk in school unless I had a friend. But I remember he was just being really mean. He was just like, oh, I don't want you to sit by me, go sit somewhere else. So that's what I did. I moved to a different desk, and I sat next to this girl, and we'll call her Angela. So I sat next to her, and she like introduced herself, and she was like, hi, I'm Angela. And I was like, hi, I'm Renee, it's nice to meet you. She's like, well, do you want to be friends? And I said yes. So ever since that day, we became friends. We would do everything together. We would eat lunch together. We would sit next to each other in class. We would sit next to each other at lunch. And she also had other friends, and then I had other friends too, but I didn't really have many friends. But I would always play with her and her friends at recess and eat with them at lunch. Well, I remember this one day, she's in class, and she seems like she's in a bad mood. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, she kind of just has like an attitude. And you know, me, I catch one back. Like, you got attitude, me, I catch one back. So I was just like, at first I was just like, what's wrong with you? Like, why you seem mad or something? She's like, she just wouldn't tell me what was wrong with her. So I was just like, okay, well, it's on you. And I didn't really talk to her much that day. And I remember it was getting close to the time to go home, and our teacher passed out our homework. And, you know, if we finished our lesson early, then we would have time to just do our homework in class. So that's usually what I would do, is if teacher passed out homework early, I would go ahead and do my homework and finish my homework early. Well, she decided to do the same thing. And she was like, why do you keep looking at my paper? And I said, I only looked at your paper twice. But I wasn't copying her answers. But I did glance at her paper. And she was just like, you're looking at my paper, copying my answers. So I'm not copying your answers, girl. So I guess that made her upset, and I don't know why she did this, but she pulled out a paper, and it was a piece of loose leaf paper, and she was writing something on it, and I couldn't see what she was writing because she was trying to hide it from me. So after she got done writing it, she got up and she went to the teacher, and the teacher was, her little computer area where her computer was, that was over there, like on side of the classroom towards the window. And she walked up to her, and she was showing her the paper, and she was whispering real low, and I couldn't hear what they were saying because they were being quiet. I mean, it was real quiet in the class, so they were whispering. And I just remember the teacher looked up, and she looked up at me, and I'm just looking like, what did she tell this woman? And they both look up at me. So she whispers something else to her, and then Angela goes back and sits down at her desk. So I'm looking at her like, what did you tell her? And then she's looking at me like, yup. So the teacher calls me over there, and she says, Renee, come here. So I get up from my desk, and I go to her, and she shows me the paper that Angela gave her, and she said, did you write this? And I'm looking at the paper, and I'm like, I did not write this. Y'all, she wrote B-I-C-H on the paper. She forgot the T. Yo, I was too dead. I said, I did not write this. And she's like, well, you know what? If this is going to become a problem between you two, then I can move y'all. I said, I'm good. It's not a problem. I didn't write it though. And she's like, it's fine. So she crumbled it up. She threw it away. And I went back to my desk and sat down. So, that's my dog. Aww. So, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, why would you write that on the paper and tell the teacher that I wrote that? And she ain't say nothing to me. She just rolled her eyes and she laid her desk, like she laid her head on the desk like this. And she turned her head like that, and I was on the other side of her. So I'm just looking at her, girl. So I saw a pair of scissors sitting in my desk. So what I did was I took the scissors, and her hair was down, like it was flat ironed, like it was straight, and it wasn't pinned up. So what I did is I took a piece of her hair. Yeah, and I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I took a piece of her hair and I snipped it off. And it wasn't a big piece. Like, I didn't cut all her hair off. I just took a little piece, and her hair was about this length, about shoulder length, yeah. And I just cut about this much off. That's it. So she heard the scissors and she felt like a tiny tug on her hair. So she sits her head up real quick and she's looking at me. I got the scissors in this hand and the hair in this hand, and she's just like, did you just cut my hair? And next thing I know, she starts crying. So she gets up and she tells the teacher, she's like, she just cut my hair. And the teacher gets up and she comes to me and she says, show me the hair. So I show her the hand that had the hair in it. And she says, get up, we're going to the principal's office. So we go there, and our principal, well, it wasn't the real principal, this was the assistant principal, but he was a man, and he took the hair out of my hand. He said, you cut this little girl's hair? And I said, yes, I did, obviously. And he's like, you know you can get suspended for this, right? I was like, yeah, I figured I would. I mean, just let's get it over with. So he starts writing my referral, and he takes the hair and he tapes it to the referral. And it's not even a lot of hair, y'all. It really wasn't a lot of hair that I cut. So he takes the hair, he tapes it to the referral, and he calls my parents. And my dad was like, let me talk to her. So I get the phone. He's like, Renee, you cut a little girl's hair? Why would you do that? And I said, Dad, I'm sorry, but this little girl tried to get me in trouble for something that I didn't do. And he was like, I cannot believe you did this, and now you're getting suspended for this? That was stupid, Renee. Why did you do that? And he's like, you shouldn't have just worried about it. If you didn't get in trouble, you shouldn't have just worried about it, because I told him what happened. And he was just like, all right, well, I'm coming to the school and get you. You know, you're in trouble, right? I was like, yeah, I knew what it was. So my dad comes to the school and gets me, and he was so upset. He's like, I can't believe you cut this little girl's hair. And you know, the assistant principal, he showed my dad the referral, and he was like, Renee, why would you do that? And I was like, Dad, that's not even a lot of hair on that paper. It's not even a lot of hair that I cut. And he's like, it doesn't matter. You cut a little girl's hair. He's like, that's not okay. So when I got home, I got a whooping for it, and I was grounded. I don't remember how long, but I just know I was in trouble for a couple days. And I wasn't allowed to go outside and play, watch TV, play with any toys, talk to my friends. I wasn't allowed to do none of that. So I was not this little girl's friend anymore. But my parents did make me apologize to her. They said, you need to go apologize for cutting her hair. And I was really upset, because I was like, I don't feel like I should apologize for cutting her hair, because she tried to get me in trouble for something I didn't do. And they were just like, it doesn't matter, just be the bigger person and go apologize. So I did. I apologized, and I just never talked to her again. Like, I don't know, like, we tried to be friends again, but I don't know, I just really wasn't feeling it, and I just didn't really talk to her that much anymore after that, after all that happened. And yeah, we just wasn't friends. So, yep, that's the time that I cut a girl's hair in the 1st grade. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. And if there is any videos y'all want me to make, like anything specific, anything that y'all want me to talk about specifically, just comment down below and I'll try to make that happen for y'all. But I don't know if y'all don't tell me. So if y'all want me to do a video on anything specific, just let me know and I'll try to make it happen. So I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.